Rene would be in the ring and Bob would get tagged in, he would come right in with like speed walking pummels would be the way to describe it. Just all the way across the ring, bam, 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 left, left, right, just pile driving his fists. And Rene would eat him, and then tag out like every time.
Rob Van Dam!
One of a Kind with Rob Van Dam is recorded in front of a live studio audience.
The Dark Knight Returns. Rob, how do you compare this to Bob Holly and Rene Dupree? I heard you pulled Bob off Rene. And which one was worse, in your opinion? Well,
you are familiar with this story, right, Mike?
Yeah, I've heard several stories about it.
So I've already given my opinion of that so many times, and including using that as a reference a few days ago on the show. And yet some people still will twist that around and twist everything around, and still don't get it. I heard somebody, one of the platforms, I think the last time I even looked at it, which was several days ago, one of the platforms, someone said after the show, RVD said it wouldn't have mattered if Raja would have hit him right after he hit him with the can or waiting waiting later. And I was like, motherfucker, that's the opposite of what I said, and anyway, I was just, they are what they are, and they only exist there. But the Bob Holly incident was something that it was ugly and kind of somewhat comparable. And I compared it because of the fact that Bob wanted to fight Rene Dupree, and he wanted, and by the way, it wasn't like two guys that are like in UFC living in the house for, competing or anything. It was like Rene trying to be respectful, trying to do the right thing, because that's the way the business is. Bob's a veteran. Rene's 20 years old, maybe, or something. He was really young, 21. And so he would get certain kind of heat, or he was still confused about what would get him heat and what not. And it's a very confusing position to be in when you're at that age and you want to fight back with one of the veterans, but at the same time, not have everybody team up on you for being and bully you. Now team up on you for being disrespectful. So anyway, Bob let it be known to everybody, including Rene, that he was going to fight him when they had this tag match coming up. And it was Bob and somebody against Rene and Suzuki tag match. So whenever Rene would be in the ring and Bob would get tagged in, he would come right in with like speed walking pummels would be the way to describe it. Just all the way across the ring, bam, 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 left, left, right, just pile driving his fists. And Rene would eat him, and then tag out like every time. And Rene would try to work with Bob's partner or whatever. And he was trying to be professional and still keep his job while at the same time not get fucking beat up by Bob, who was very angry at him. And it was ugly in the match. And afterwards, Bob was chasing him with a chair, and Rene came running back through the curtains to the dressing room. And he stopped just a little too short, and Bob went wham, and he waffled. I remember if it was with a chair or a forearm. I think it was a chair, but Rene went down and then got the stomp on the back of the head, which bam. And then, I might have, I don't know if I pulled him off or not. Honestly, I probably did. And it seems like I would have just said, hey, that's enough. And got Bob off of him, without trying to fight, because I got along with both of them, but I did not agree with that. That was an ugly thing to do. It was his decision. He thought it was the right thing to do. Really didn't have anything to do with me more than this thing has to do with all these people that have taken the time to track me or Katie down on a platform to say you're a POS. It's really, they have nothing to do with. But anyway, yeah, I think I think that's all. I mean, they said something about me pulling them off, and I've heard the interviews do that, and I heard someone else, maybe Kurt Angle, claim that he pulled them off, and And if Kurt was positive, then I wouldn't argue against it because I really don't remember. But it seems like I was like right there and just, just one kick. Okay, we get it. Because what are you going to do? Let him keep kicking him in the back of the head while he's laying face down on the floor,
Yeah.
Right.
But that was something that we compare in the wrestling business to this because he had that fucking stewing in his head and then took care of it later in the ring when someone's trusting them with their body. And so, by our rules, that's not something you do.
Right. Agreed.
Oh man, summer is coming to an end, but that means fall is around the bend. And that means college football, that means pro football, that also means wrestling is still going on too. And particularly this weekend, we got Clash in Paris with WWE. And man, what a setup it is too. We got some odds for you here with MyBookie. You go to mybookie.ag, use promo code RVD. You get you make a little cash deposit. You get some added cash in your deposit that you can bet with. So some of the WWE specials that are going on this week. We've got the Tribal Chief versus the Tribal Thief. That's Roman Reigns and going up against Bronson Reed. Roman Reigns is the heavy favorite here, minus 650. So if you wanted to take a little bit of a gamble, you could bet Bronson Reed plus 375. We have the World Heavyweight Championship match as well. That includes Seth Rollins, LA Knight, CM Punk, and Jey Uso. Seth Rollins, the very heavy favorite to win this one, a minus 2,500. So be on the lookout for that. We also have a singles match. It's John Cena versus Logan Paul. John Cena, the heavy favorite in this one as well, minus 800. Now, if you're looking for a little bit of a coin toss, who could maybe do what? You got to look at the good old-fashioned Donnybrook match. That's Rusev. That is Sheamus. Sheamus is a bit of an underdog at plus 120. So if you have confidence that Sheamus could pull out the win here, maybe throw a little deposit that way. So yes, you deposit cash with mybookie.ag. Use promo code RVD. Once you do that, I think it's a minimum deposit of $45. You get a little extra cash back in there that you can gamble with as well. So do it to it. Go to mybookie.ag and use promo code RVD and get that added incentive for MyBookie this weekend. WWE Clash at Paris. Check it out.
Boy, summertime is here. You know that song, Won't Go Jerry, in the summertime when the weather is hot? You can fit right in. Well, hey, guess what? You can fit right into a pair of perfect jeans. The perfect jean. Look at these babies. These are my favorite pair of jeans, and I am not lying. I do have pants on, by the way. I'm just showing these for the flair of it all. And I don't mean Rick. But yes, the perfect jean is awesome. I love their product. Seriously, no joke. This is the shoot. It is straight up my favorite pair of jeans I own. I want to get more. I need to get more. And hey, I can help you guys and gals get a little bit more too. So for a limited time, our listeners get 15% off their first order plus free shipping at theperfectjean.nyc or Google The Perfect Jean and use code RVD15 for 15% off. However you get there, but be sure to use code RVD15 at checkout to save 15% site-wide and stay perfect. The nice thing about these jeans, they're so high quality that you get free shipping. You get free exchanges. If the size doesn't fit, you must return, right? So use it. You seriously will not be disappointed, and you will be like, I kind of need to get a couple more pairs because these are great. No joke. I wear them anytime. If I'm going out on a date, boom, perfect jean on there. If I'm doing anything, want to look nice, got to wear the perfect jean. I'm going to have an audition here in August, beginning of August, Little Shop of Horrors. And you better believe I'll be wearing that pair of perfect jeans to help me feel confident and get ready to sing Oh Suddenly Seymour to the best of my ability. So it's finally time to stop crushing your balls in uncomfortable jeans by going to theperfectjean.nyc. Our listeners get 15% off their first order plus free shipping, free returns, and free exchanges when you use code RVD15 at checkout. That's 50% off for new customers at theperfectjean.nyc with promo code RVD15. After you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that One of a Kind sent you. Fuck your khakis and get the perfect jean, all right?